The higher self is the inversion of the physical self. And if you look at that wording, it's the inversion. So we really should stop calling it the higher self, because that sets up this, it's like this concept above us that we're looking, that's that whole God complex thing. But it's actually within you. So it's the inner being, and it's the inversion. And you arrive at the point that, okay, then that must mean if I focus on the physical and the higher self simultaneously, then the conversion, or the conversion and the convergence of those two is who I really am, which is the balance point. So out of that balance point emerges the paradox of physical and higher self, which is really particle and wave self. And the integration process is actually integrating your higher self, or your inner self, outwards. And what you're left with is the standing wave. So it's almost like the physical and the non-physical self of you are opposing each other. And as they converge, you've got what's left is the standing wave, which would be represented, what's represented to you as that reflection is exactly what you've defined the love that you are as. And that's what really being a whole person is. If you just believe that you're this physical self and there's this apparent conceptual higher self that just never seems to appear, it's just kind of like this, I don't know, we're always identifying with the physical self when in fact we're both, and they both emerge out of us, and that's the paradox that we use. So the physical self is the shadow, and the higher self is the light. And the light can't actually be seen without the shadow, and the light wouldn't be what it is without the shadow either. So we really have to start loving our shadow self. And the more we resist the ego, resist the bad self, the more we actually become it. And if we act as the inversion, like if we integrate that higher self, we're inverting ourselves. And there's less gravity, there's more light. Because I've been contemplating a lot this question that just keeps popping up is, does the absence of something actually exist? Is it possible for the absence of something to exist? And the analogy that always comes through is, okay, well, you've got the shadow is the absence of light, which exists on the other side of an object which is being lit, right? So how does this shadow actually exist as a thing? Or is it's actually an absence of? So yes, we may perceive a shadow, but does it actually have any real existence? And we're pushing against the illusion. And if you look at the holographic nature of everything, the shadow side of something must contain the light. If everything contains everything, and every particle contains the whole, then the shadow contains the light. But as the physical self, we just always seem to be focused on the lack. which is the absence of something. But the absence of something contains the presence. And when you focus on them both simultaneously, you just do it in your imagination. There's this releasing of resistance, which is shadow. The releasing of resistance is the releasing of time. That's what time is. Time is the resistance to the light of now. So time is the shadow, or the absence of now, the light of now. Okay? And when we focus on, let's say we focus on both the past and future simultaneously, what's left is now. The releasing of it leaves you with more now.